Hey, it's Matt Haynes, and today we're taking an in-depth look at two dynamic microphones from SE Electronics. We've got the DynaCaster DCM3 and its sibling, the DCM6. Now, these two mics are nearly identical in sound and build, but with one major difference. The DCM6 has an internal preamp that gives it an extra boost. You can see the little red button right there. Now, I'm starting by using the unpowered DCM3, and later I'll switch over to the DCM6. And we'll talk about the advantages the DCM6 has over the DCM3. Let's start with the design and overall build. These mics both feature a cardioid pickup pattern, and that's ideal for capturing sound right in front of the microphone and rejecting background noise. SE Electronics designed these mics to work in a variety of settings like broadcast and podcasts and other vocal applications, and they're particularly good if you're recording in less than ideal spaces. The build quality on these really just stands out right away. Both models have a heavy-duty, all-metal chassis that feels really beefy and solid, and these are really going to hold up if you use them frequently. They feel like mics that can handle being tossed in a bag or set up in different locations without worrying about them, and they look really clean and professional. Both of these microphones are front address mics, which means that you can get them right up to your sound source without anything getting in the way, like shock mounts and things like that. And SE has both an internal pop filter built around the capsule and a removable pop filter, you can see it right here, on the outside. Now let's get into mic sensitivity. The DCM3 has a sensitivity rating of minus 52 dBV, and that's typical for passive dynamic mics. And just like with most mics, you can say, hey, at least it's not as bad as a Shure SM7B. You'll need a decent preamp or interface to get good audio levels with the DCM3. And it's not extremely quiet, but an average audio interface will still have to work kind of hard to amplify the signal. The DCM6, however, which you're now listening to, has an internal preamp, which makes a huge difference. When you have this thing turned on, the DCM6 has a sensitivity of minus 22 dBV. That's a 30 dB gain boost compared to the DCM3. This means that you can get solid audio levels from the DCM6, even if you're using an interface that doesn't have a lot of gain. So for people with budget interfaces, having this internal preamp, it can save you, from needing extra gear like an inline booster. One big plus with these mics is the proximity effect. When you're close to the mic, it adds a nice low-end boost. And both mics do a great job without overwhelming the natural sound of your voice. As for their overall sound, both models deliver a really clear, natural tone that's just, it's just great for voice work. They don't add harshness in the upper frequencies, and that can be an issue with cheaper dynamic mics. Podcasters, streamers, YouTubers, they're just going to love these mics. They're a definite step up from a lot of those under $100 dynamic mics you can find these days. Let's talk about plosives. Both models come with both an internal and external pop filter, as I mentioned, and these filters do a good job controlling those hard P and B sounds that often cause, overload and distortion, but we should try it, right? So, okay, here we go. I'm right up on the mic here. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Yeah, I'm just looking at my meters there. We're getting a little bit of plosive distortion, but it's doing a nice job. I'm going to take the external pop filter off, though, which I wasn't planning to do, and let's just see how that sounds with just the one filter, the internal filter. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Another benefit here is the internal shock mounting for the capsule. Now, the capsule is suspended inside the mic body. It's kind of floating there, which it reduces handling noise and vibrations. Now, this is especially helpful for streamers or podcasters who might, move or adjust the mic during a session. There we go. So if you're worried about picking up unwanted desk noise or handling sounds, this kind of design helps minimize those issues. Now, let me show you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the mic, and then I'm going to tap on the boom arm. Now, you're going to pick up some of that noise through the air, but is it overwhelming with like low frequency thuds and stuff? And then I'll hammer on the desk. So the DCM3 sells for under $100, but the DCM6 with its, little power booster is closer to $150. And if I had to choose between these two, I'd lean towards the DCM6. That internal preamp just, seems like a no-brainer to me. Being able to get good sound levels without cranking up your audio interface or adding extra gear is a huge plus, especially if you're working with budget equipment or simple setup. With the DCM6, you're getting a microphone that's just plug and play without much hassle. So you've just heard the DCM3 and the DCM6, but there's actually a next level up in the DynaCaster line, and it's the DCM9, and I did review that a little while back. So if you want to check that one out, click here. And if you don't, well, you should probably just subscribe.